Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of the Great War mod on Hearts of Iron 4, and we're of course playing as Russia. And this is jumping into the live stream here, but I'm going to sort of catch you up. My friend Tippett lives in Australia, and he's getting an internet upgrade, and again, and he's sort of letting us know here, the previous government under Kevin Rudd, aka Kevin 24/7, gave it a lot of funding, and the liberals came in and axed it all. So they gave tax cuts to big banks who are real cheap shit on the internet, or on the moment I get, or the moment, yeah. Okay, here, this is political. Fundamentally, this is why socialism is a bad thing. This is why net neutrality is a bad thing, even if both of them have short-term good benefits. Okay, Australia, big open continent, at least that's my perspective. I think anybody else's perspective, a big open continent compared to the size of the population. And that does, you know, compared to, I don't know, Arno's part of the world, where is fairly high density, fairly close, you know, people living. Even if they're sort of out in the countryside, compared to Australia, it is high density. I have not been to Australia, but I have been to the Netherlands a couple of times, driven across it in my own car, you know, so I have an idea of the Netherlands. And I've watched Mad Max a couple of times, so I know just what Australia's like. When you have government-run things like the phone system, because you theoretically can only have one phone system, so we just have the government do it, well, then it's up to the government. Right. And I understand that. But see, this is going beyond parties to me. And so when you have a monopoly, whether it is a government monopoly, a company monopoly, or a government-regulated company monopoly. The government monopoly is a government-owned business. The National Health Service in Britain, whatever the telecom services in Australia. That is a government monopoly. Private monopoly is, I would say, Google nowadays. You know, it's not so much sanctioned by the government. It just controls so much of the business space that they're in. Internet for Google, but could be the railroads in the past in America. It is a business monopoly. The other type of monopoly is a what we see a lot in America on the local scale is like internet monopolies, in which there is only one internet provider of the traditional, or only one cable company. Like in the city that I was in, and I actually worked for the cable company, sort of. We get into that some other time. But they had a special deal with the city of here in Southern California that they would be the only one, and so that they had a special monopoly relationship. So no other company could come in and put up a cable system in the city. So they had monopolistic control, and it was regulated. Their monopoly was regulated not by business forces saying, you know, oh, I want to come in and do a better system. No, it was regulated by law. Those are sort of the three basic types of monopolies, at least that I know of. People often say, well, you know, health is a right, so we want, you know, free health care. Well, we know it's not free. We know the government's paying for it through our taxes, but we want it. Okay. Yeah, well, then you have regulation monopolies that control things. Business monopolies keep smaller, even better performing things from happening. And this is the problem. So this is why socialism is bad, is that you have to go to the government. So it's sort of the government regulated monopoly is what you have in Australia. So if I showed up, or if, as in some countries, you have to be a citizen to own some of the structure. If I was an Australian citizen, let's say I was oh, I don't know, Rupert Murdoch or somebody like that, and who didn't own any cable companies, but decided to come in and build another system, I bet you there's all kinds of rules and regulations that would forbid me from putting up telephone poles or the equivalent and running new cables for things. So this is the control problem with it. And for anything, you are at a single point of failure when you have monopolies, and that is a very, very bad thing. So all of the free market types, you know, the libertarians in America, well, a private company should be able to do whatever it wants to. Well, one, your ideology is out of date because maybe the private company controls the government. Well, it's a private company. Yeah, but you can't get elected unless the private company lets those persons get elected. Well, people could choose to vote for somebody else. Yeah, but without that private company letting them be advertising for their campaign, no one's going to know and vote against them or whatever else. So companies can control governments, as well as even if the government isn't being controlled by the company. And trust me, railway companies controlled the U.S. government for a while, okay? They really did. You can look into some of that if you dispute it. I mean, they didn't control 100% of everything, but they controlled so much of what was done, especially in their sphere of operations. You could be left or right and get elected so long as you weren't proposing policies that were against the railway companies. You know, as long as you allowed the railway companies to operate the way they wanted to do it, basically the railway company, you were fine. But if you tried to go against it, you weren't. Okay, so this is why, you know, and so if you're a libertarian, you're a free market person, fine. But you got to understand that if you get to the state of business in which the free market can no longer operate, you must regulate that down. And so I am vehemently against this idea. I really think the Australian people, whatever that would look like, should revolt against the government to push for more open system. Oh, actually, I want you to go there. You come here. You guys come there. So this is why, and I understand not everybody's going to agree with me. I understand whether it's, you know, net neutrality, it's a right. Well, net neutrality was setting up a system that was going to, through government regulations, basically establish a type of monopoly. And people talked and liked the elements that were guaranteeing equal access to the network, but they also limited other competitions to the network. So for all of their supposed consumer improvements, if you will, they weren't necessarily doing that. Okay, but we're going to come down here. It's this guy's. Okay, trash all battle plans. Okay. We're going to invade here. Why isn't it? Do I have no? There's still. Oh God! Do I still don't have the technology to do a naval invasions? Is that the thing? No, it's here. Where the hell is naval invasions? Here. Oh no, I have this. Okay, you guys. Delete. Okay. Start there. And I want you to invade there. Why am I not seeing the path develop? Probably somebody's watching this later and going, and I know why I don't. Okay, trash these orders. We want select the source, right? Naval base. Oh, capacity. There we go, yeah. And okay, there. I guess it wasn't allowing me to do Constantinople. Because there we go. Now, okay. Let's click another unit. Back here. Okay, 70 days. Okay, cancel these. I don't want to wait 70 days. Okay, I think I want to go fast. So let's do one division. Hopefully going against an unopposed. I want to get there before these Japanese do, preferably, and I don't know if they will. And because I want to achieve. Hello, Super Dad. Sure, you can say something to me. I hope it's not demonetizable, but you can tell me why you don't like me if you want. I'll gladly hear that. But please keep it somewhat family friendly, and otherwise I don't really care. Okay, that's good. So we got that going. Oh, how many days? 7 days. Okay, that's good. 7 days. If I can just get ashore, capture the thing, I want to achieve the great goal of all the czars since the first czar, which is to move the capital of the czars, the kaisers, not the kaisers, the czars of the Tsars Empire to the rightful city of Constantinople of the Eastern Empire. That has been the fundamental. So yeah. Okay, guys. Let's put you over here, and we're going to put you on trains and get you going quicker so that we can push faster into. And please, a note to anybody, if you haven't already, please follow me over on Twitch, or if you like, you can hit that subscribe button on YouTube. So let's see, here we go. Let's continue this. And we have more factory switch. Okay, we're gonna drop all those are partly trained, I know. Factories, another, because I do know, because I looked before, support equipment is the big thing that we need. Hey, hello, silly donkey. Why did I change the picture? Sorry, I don't get exactly the context of change the picture. You mean different modes? That's the air mode, the sea mode, the basic land modes. There, as well as you can have things like supply mode and sort of state mode, state view. Okay, no problem. Or maybe something else that I wasn't getting, I don't know, sorry. Okay, guys, go into the abandoned province. Oh, forgot about. We need to see what we can do down here. Yeah, you can go for Mosul. We'd like Iraq, I think. Who's our enemy? Okay, we're playing as Russia against the Central Powers. This is the First World War, in case that wasn't clear enough. We're playing the Great War mod, which is World War I. So there's the German Empire, the old Kaiser's Empire. Russia's moved into there. This is Austro-Hungary, the white and the pink. And Romania is currently neutral. There's Bulgaria, which is our enemy. And, of course, what's left of the Ottoman Empire. The British moving up in there. Italy moving in here. Italy did want to get bits and pieces there. So that is the current world situation. Japan is actually controlling. They've invaded. They were on the Allied side. Mainly they wanted to get all of these possessions that were Germany's out here. But that is the current world situation. The First World War. And if you weren't quite following, because if you weren't quite clear, if you're thinking this was World War II, I could understand how that would be confusing. Ah, look at here. Look at here. They've completely abandoned provinces. Okay. Don't want to lose Leipzig, so you guys come down that way. You can support the attack there. You have Britain landing up in Wilhelmshaven. 2-speed. I like to manually play it, and we may be very soon going to 3-speed, but in fact we might just do that now. Okay, so we've cut these guys off from the center in Turkey here. These guys have shown up. Good. Oh yeah, just everybody coming here. So you rush for Erfurt, and the Luger manufacturer is there. We need Luger, so go in and get Erfurt. The German army can't fight without Luger, so that will massively disrupt their abilities to fight. Erfurt's ours. And how are we doing here? I think we're ready to go. See if we can get in there. Oh, they've abandoned again. Okay. Well, no, you come here. You come here and sweep up these ports. And we have even more factories. Okay, let's see. Yep. More support equipment. And that still leaves us even more. What else do we want to have? Armored cars? Tanks? Well, just more armored cars maybe. We don't yet researched enough to build a proper tank. Okay, well, you guys push there with you guys pushing there, and okay, pocketed, so you guys can join into that. You can push into there. Yeah, you're right. It is sort of the speed for waiting for the war to break out. Well, don't let these guys get taken out. Good. Push deeper, push deeper. We'll teach those Germans. We can build more shipping. Oh, no more just... I don't know what it's going to take Germany. I would have thought getting Berlin and, you know, what we've got of it would have made them surrender. Historically, it would have made them surrender. I can't imagine anything else. You might be able to, but I can't. They would have surrendered long ago. Okay. Great. Trash all battle plans and march to Constantinople. That'll give us a port to control and a Tsarist army in Constantinople. Ah, we have the Lewis gun now. Cool. The series isn't over, but to me this is what would have been the greatest victory of all the Tsars ever, to have an army in Constantinople and in controlling it. So, oh no, we don't want to do that crap. Stop that. Okay. Everybody, where's the port symbol? Port 2. Remember, I gotta do this kind of thing. To port. There we go. Can you go there? No? Why not? Give you all to them. Because it's down here? No, come on. Okay, you've definitely heard that it's like signaled for an port. There we go. Oh well. Okay, 1917. Let's go with new infantry helmet. We'll go with the Adrian. That would be fine for Russia. Let's go with this over to the new equipment. And we're still, the main thing we need is support equipment. So, well, we can also do some more early fighters. Now that we're getting that, but another 5 now that we got that. So, oh, and light cruiser destroyer. Let's do. We got the Turkish shipyards, I believe. Here is what a lot of that is. Okay, one of you come up and swing through there. You counterattack into there. You attack into there. No, you should actually stay there because you're a pocket. I see that. You're holding that pocket down. You can attack there though. Yeah, I think that'll be good. And we'll move one more down into here. No, we're the czars. You know, the czars of all the Russias. Why you're not going, I don't know. I don't know if it's this strait that's considered close or what. That is probably it. Mata Hari executed. The Dutch courtesan Margaretha MacLeod, better known to the public as Mata Hari, has been tried and executed for espionage by France, though found guilty easily. Complaints of a fixed trial from the defense attorney and seemingly exaggerated charges such as responsibility for the deaths of 50,000 French soldiers are arousing whispers of a so-called master spy being nothing more than a scapegoat for the army's failings. Well, probably many of you know about her. She was a dancer and a I don't know, early sort of personality in the vein of things like the Kardashians in this day. And so, yeah, definitely I think all evidence points to that she was involved with some very shady things regarding spies. I think those that want to make it out to seeming more that yeah, she's not responsible kind of thing, she's just caught up in all this, are mitigating the abilities of a woman, shall we say. No, I want you going along the coast. I want to own the coast. So yeah, I'm not going in for that. She was railroaded or wasn't responsible for it or whatnot. Well, we'll take Baghdad if you'll let us have it. There we go. That way we'll pincer out what's left of the army there. Well, we aren't giving up Constantinople. Okay. Well, let's plan another 3-division. I think it's the reason I couldn't invade Constantinople, because I think it's thinking that it's down here and not there. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to do another invasion. We're going to start at this port, and we're going to come down and invade here again. Okay. How many days? 21 days. Okay, well that'll give us a little more support here. We'll want to do that. And you know, let's see if we can get you from here to here to help the Japanese out a little bit. Okay, and we'll move one of these horse divisions down to help out. Okay, restore Russia's former glory. So, we're down here to avenge this. Controls Constantinople, great, so we can get gains all of this. We are going to do that. Avenge 1453, the fall of Constantinople, yes. Yes, the Orthodox dream. Okay, you guys can attack into there. How are we doing here? Okay, somewhat stalled out, it looks like. Okay, thought I had a big army moving here. What happened to it? I don't know. Ah, here it is. This is the one I was thinking of. This sort of big 9. Okay, one division fall back to there. Not those two. Those two will hold their ground. These guys will come there. Where are there British troops in the Netherlands? Because they're British, they go where they want. Yeah, that's a good enough reason, I think, to you know. They're British, they go where they want. German Empire has capitulated. Okay, Nicola II has announced that the cowardly German nation could no longer withstand the pressures from the overwhelming presence of the Russian forces through the century. The German government chose to flee the country and has gone into exile. Their main forces capitulated, and the Russian Empire now control their home areas, though the war against what remains of the Central Powers continues elsewhere. This great victory for all the Entente. Great news. Oh, we got 23 Zeppelins. Lots of other equipment. Very, very good. Okay, so this is the current map. We have all of this down here, so we need to rush down to here to make sure that we can hold as much of this as we can. I'm not going to worry about partisan outbreaks just yet, because I think we sort of have control. Oh, Clem Black. Ah, good to know that. So the Tsars have defeated the Kaisers. Oh no, the communist uprising happened because of the collapse in World War I. Not that there wasn't already other pressures you know, there was serfdom still in parts of Russia, if my understanding is correct, and there were things that were going to need to be redressed, but there was massive religious belief in the czars and other things. France is an ally. We can't take France. We came into this war to defend France against the Kaisers. Okay, so I really think at the time the very strong belief in the religious viewpoint of the Kaiser was such that wasn't going to automatically say, oh, there's going to be a revolution or anything like that. I think some of the strongest support for the whites was on religious grounds. Could be wrong about that because I'm not the greatest expert on it. You know, all the details of the Russian Civil War. The Ottoman Empire has capitulated, and I guess to us too. We got some early fighters, some more Madsons, and some other stuff. Yes. Yes. You guys come down here. No, not walking around. I gotta keep specifying going through the damn ports. Wish I had ships I could just put you on, and you would go there. So, well, we've gained that. So this is Italian Asia Minor. This is British. Oh, why did we jump out there? I don't know. Antioch? I don't know. Antioch's right there. But Protectorate. And what do we have here? Expeditionary wants to send. Okay, I guess you can send Belgian expeditionary forces to help us fight the Austro-Hungarians who are trying to move in on my territory down here in Germany. Hey, thanks for following the channel. I do appreciate that. Well, one of you can go to Innsbruck, I think. You can just come to here. You guys can get on trains and come down here. Also get on trains and come down to here. You guys who are trying to move in on my German territory are really messing your own options up, because I can just move in on your territory in the gaps. Like right here. Is there much after World War I? Is over? If there is, I'm up for playing it. Okay, you guys come into here. You come into here. Where are my Belgian volunteers? Okay, they're coming there. Okay. Okay, Belgian volunteers. You come over to here. On trains. Not really. Well, because I know that say the tech tree, you know, goes quite a ways and things like that. Not so much there, but here. So I don't know if this is meant that if the war is just a super long stalemate, or if This is more of a situation of a pseudo Kaiserreich kind of thing. But either way, we're going to end the episode here. Not the stream. You guys up on Twitch, just hang loose. But those of you watching on YouTube, well, we'll continue this next episode. We'll see how the war ends. We still got Bulgaria. We still have Austria and Hungary. And it looks... I don't know. So see you next time for more Hearts of Iron.